Yo, what's good YouTube? And as we all know, the new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero patch is out by the time this video is up. And yeah, I'm recording this before the patch is out. I'm a little bit late, but you know, I wanted to release this video when the patch actually comes out so I can actually show visual comparisons between the old patch and the new patch. I think that's a pretty good idea to keep people watching. But anyway, let's not waste any more time and let's just go straight into what they're changing. Now, they already changed something that I'm really liking. Game mode adjustments. All stages are now able to be selected on offline player 1 versus player 2 battles. So local multiplayer is back. Like split screen, it's back. Instead of being betrayed and trapped in the hyperbolic time chamber on local multiplayer, you can now play on every map in the game. I knew they were kind of BSing us saying, oh yeah, it was beyond the console's capabilities to have like split screen multiplayer with like all the stages. Nah, not really. It was because y'all didn't have enough time to add it. Now for functionality adjustments, battle setup. So this is mostly like the character select screen, all of that. A function allowing you to change a character's display method has been added. So I think this means like you can adjust how the character select screen is ordered, like where the characters are. And the My Sets function has been added for team members. So I think, like when you click on a character, similar to like, Sparking Meteor, Sparking Neo, where if you like click a character, it just shows like their transformations. And this will make the character select screen more organized because right now, before a patch, the character select screen was kind of all over the place because all the transformations were on screen instead of, it being within the character like in Sparking Meteor and Tenkaichi 3 obviously. But I'm glad they changed that. Now for ranked player match, you can now skip the intro battle animations. Requires both players to input the skip command. Okay, this is the only thing they changed for ranked, which is a shame. They still have not addressed the rage quitters, the disconnectors. They still haven't done it. They haven't fixed any of, if someone disconnects, you still get your points. I don't know, maybe it's not in the patch notes. Maybe they did fix it. Like I said, by the time I'm recording this, the patch is not even out yet. Maybe they just haven't mentioned it yet, but this is kind of cope right now. Like I'm coping they do something about those freaking rage quitters because frankly I'm tired of rage quitters, bro. Now for player match, you can now set your team hidden or revealed to your opponent when editing your team. So basically self-explanatory. When you're in a player match, you can see the characters that your opponent is picking instead of it getting into the match and you just now seeing what the characters they have. Custom battle mode text can now be sorted alphabetically. I mean, this is good for custom battle mode. Like this makes making custom battles way easier because finding certain things is just a pain because it's all unorganized. But now that it's alphabetically ordered, it'll make custom battles way easier to make. So that's good. You can now set the battle camera distance to be closer. Okay, so like similar to Tenkaichi 2, 3, Sparking Neo, Sparking Meteor, whatever. You can now set the camera height or like distance, because in this game you couldn't do that, but in the previous game you could. So it's cool that they added it here. I'm not going to really be changing it because I think the camera distance is just fine, but I might experiment a bit and just see like how different it is. High Speed Dragon Dash, new action. The new quick movement action, High Speed Dragon Dash, where you can move quickly towards your opponent, has been added. Perform with R2 holding X, PS5, or RT holding A, Xbox Series X, Series S. So, I'm not entirely sure what this is. We'll find out once it comes out, and when we find out, I'm just gonna add it in the video. But yeah, so some people speculate it's that mechanic in Tenkaichi 3 where you just like completely like dash towards your enemy, which I think is in Sparking Zero still, but it's like, I guess they added more to it, I'm not sure. But it's cool that they're adding new movement options. You will no longer be stunned by being hit by a rush ki blast while charging a smash attack. So whenever you're like charging a smash attack, like you hold down the attack button and then you see them charge an attack. If you use ki blasts on them, there will be like a tiny bit of super armor, but you'll eventually like get hit. Like, you'll be in hit stun from being ki blast attacked. So I'm guessing they added more super armor to it or something, which it completely ignores the ki blast. I mean, it's a cool change, I guess. I mean, it's whatever. When charging a smash attack during a rush attack, charge time reduction based on hit count has been increased. So I think that's like, while you're doing a rush attack, you just hold down the smash attack and like the more hits you do, the time will be increased. You know, when you do a small smash attack, instead of launching them away, you just like hit them. So I guess they just increase the charge reduction the more times you hit someone. Rush Ki Blast. The time being able to fire the next Rush Ki Blast after firing the maximum consecutive amount at once, different for each character, has been increased. So I think this will fix a lot of Ki Blast spam. You know, with like Broly, you go in Sparking mode, and all you just do is like spam Ki Blast. I press triangle, and then with Kefla, Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, you just do that. So I'm guessing there's going to be more end lag cooldown from just, you know, spamming Ki Blast. Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's good. They're fixing Ki Blast spam. That's cool. Rush Ki Blast deflection. You can now move while deflecting Rush Ki Blast. So when you're deflecting a Ki Blast, you're usually at a standstill. Like you can't move while you're deflecting Ki Blast. I'm guessing this is adding the feature where you can actually move while deflecting a Ki Blast. So like if you're getting Ki Blast spammed by Broly or Kefla or something, you won't just be standing there reflecting it. So you can get hit by an ultimate. This time you can just like move out of the way so you won't get hit by an ultimate. So yeah, that's a good change. Pretty good change. You will no longer be able to be hit by certain attacks immediately after performing a step. Rush Ki Blast and Smash Ki Blast can now be evaded. I don't know what this is fully talking about. I'm guessing like they're increasing the iframes when you're doing a sidestep when you're close to the enemy, so you won't get attacked like immediately after you sidestep. I personally never had that problem. The main problem with sidestep is in this game is that like when you're sidestepping right next to your opponent, you don't like go around them, you just like stand still while doing the animation. It's weird. Hopefully they fix that, and hold on, but I don't know, they haven't said anything about it yet. Z Burst Dash. The amount of ki consumed when activating it has been increased. So when you're doing a Z Burst Dash, that costs 1 ki bar, I'm pretty sure. But in this patch, I'm assuming they're going to increase it to 2 ki bars when you're doing a Z Burst Dash. If you don't know what a Z Burst Dash is, it's on screen. Like, you know, you go behind your opponent, and that only took like 1 ki bar. But now they're increasing it to 2, so, you know, people won't just be having the same approach option of just going behind your enemy's back and all the time. So like, yeah, that'll just change the game plan a bit, which is good. Allows people to mix it up. It's good. Burst Dash. Ki will no longer be consumed when activating it, and will instead be consumed based on the distance traveled. Okay, so Burst Dash, so I think that's like when you knock away your opponent and then you press A or cross, and then you're just dashing towards your enemy, and you can press triangle to get behind the enemy. So yeah, when you're doing that, your ki does get consumed, but I guess it just consumes like based on the distance traveled. Alright, so blasts are your supers, that's what they are. Damage has been increased when using a boost. So when you like do a super, you see like boost on the bottom left, you know, you press L2, R2, whatever, your super will do more damage that way if you press boost this time. So they just basically buff supers. That's literally what they kind of did here. This could either be a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not sure. Z-Search will no longer lose track of your opponent when characters are swapped. Oh, that's good, thank God. Okay, so basically like, if you're playing DP, and then you kill off your opponent, you're pretty much locked off of the opponent. You gotta find them again. It's like, bruh, nah, none of that. I wanna stay locked onto my opponent if they switch. Like, come on, man. I'm glad they changed that. You will now quickly regain sight of your opponent if they enter your line of sight from the front and when Z-Search is not locked onto. Okay, so basically they're fixing lock on. Good. I'm so glad they're fixing lock on, because that's easily the worst mechanic in the game, because it's so buggy, it's so glitched. You can literally be right in front of your opponent and then it just won't lock on. Hopefully this is a huge fix, because like I said, I don't know if they fixed it for sure yet, because this is recorded before the patch is even out. But yeah, when that patch comes out, I better see some fixes on that lock on. I'm so glad they're at least trying to fix it, because the lock on is so bad in this game. That's like the only mechanic I can genuinely say is like horrible in this game. Needed fixing immediately. Z counter. So Z counter is basically your vanish. Some people will get it confused with super counters. The input window has been shorter. Okay, good, because like vanishing is so easy in this game, especially compared to Tenkaichi 3. Vanishing is just ridiculously easy in this game. Anyone can do it, bro. The window is way too large, but they shortened it. Good. They nerfed the vanishes. Alright, Z counter will become more difficult to perform if performed consecutively. Okay, so basically Vanishing Wars will be less boring to watch because, yeah, it'll be like the window will shorten every time you vanish in a Vanishing War. Ki consumed has been increased when successfully performing a Z counter. So when you're doing a Vanish War, or if you're like vanishing, some ki, you do lose some ki, but I'm guessing, like obviously, as it says, you lose more ki now. Skill count, increased speed has been reduced when successfully performing a Z counter. Yes! You won't be able to like build up freaking skill counts now from just being in a Vanishing War. Thank God. Okay, so that's a good change. These are some genuinely good changes, these Z counter. These makes like Vanishing Wars happen less often, making the matches less boring. Revenge counter. Skill count consumed when using Perception against Revenge counter has been reduced to 2 to 1? What? Rush attacks during sparking mode. Gradual damage reduction of consecutive hits has been increased. So they added more damage scaling, like the more attacks you do, the less damage you're gonna do when you're in sparking using a rush attack. So you can't just be in sparking mashing square as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for it to just do like so much damage to you. This time, there will be like actual good damage scaling. Final attack of aerial combos and aerial slash combos will no longer be interrupted by guarding. Good, good, good. So basically, when you're doing an aerial attack, you would normally be able to block the final hit of the aerial attack, or like, you know, aerial slash. But I'm guessing in this patch, they fixed that. You don't get to block it. They haven't mentioned anything about super counters. Yeah, they haven't mentioned anything about, so like, they're not gonna increase the window for super counters. That's still gonna be like a 4-frame thing. It should be frame perfect, because super counters are ridiculous in this game, man. I think they should nerf super counters. Alright, health recovery rate of standby characters has been reduced. So basically, when you're switching a character, and the character you just switched out will basically just be healing themselves while they're switched out, and they would like gain a lot of health when they're switched out, which is insane. But I'm guessing here they reduced the amount of health that you gain from switching out, which is good, because it was honestly ridiculous in DP. You just made matches like stupidly long just because, like, oh yeah, like Master Roshi switched when he was almost dead. Now when he comes back, he's at full health now, and it's like, bro, what? Come on. No, it's Z-Burst Dash, giant characters. The tackle done by giant characters during Z-Burst Dashes is now guardable. Let's go, bro. That's such a great change, because the fact giant characters can just spam Z-Burst Dash and tackle into you, and you can't even block that, all you can do is Perception. It's just stupid mechanic. I'm glad they fixed that. Like, you can now block it now. That's a good change. That's a good change. Now, I wonder, did they fix like the combo bug? Like sometimes when you're doing a combo, you'll completely miss, like, it'll just completely miss out of nowhere. I don't know if they might address it later. I feel like they should address it here on battle system adjustments. So far, this patch is looking alright. I mean, skills that cause instant sparking mode. Alright, skill count consumed has been increased. So, skills, you know, like, that use instant sparking, like, can't back down, or I'm the strongest in the multiverse, or whatever. They usually cost 3 skill counts, but now it costs 4. I mean, I don't think that's gonna... I mean, it's a decent change, but I don't think that's going to change much, because you gain skill counts so much in this game, so it's like, bruh. Skills that increase stats in general. Skill count consumed has been decreased. After mixed strike, effect duration has been reduced to 10 seconds and will be removed if your opponent uses Perception while you are under the effect. Okay, they pretty much just nerfed After Mixed Strike. Instead of being 15 seconds, it's 10 seconds, and if you use Perception against After Mixed Strike, the effect will just be gone, like, completely gone. Dang, that means characters like Videl, Roshi are just completely screwed. Yeah, but you won't be seeing Videl anymore, bro. Like, you won't be seeing her anymore. Oh, that's crazy. False Courage. Skill count consumed has been increased from 1 to 2. So basically, you know, like moves like Do Not Bother, It Is Futile, Come Meet Your Doom. Used to cost 1 skill count. Basically, it gave you super armor. But now it costs 2 skill counts. Why? Yay. Yay. Alright, technique. I'll be sure in 5 seconds. Skill count consumed has been increased from 3 to 2, and status increase upon activation has been increased. So they buff all I need is 5 seconds, because that like skill is honestly kind of trash. So it's cool that they buffed it. It held Super Saiyan 4 Goku back a lot, because that skill only lasts for like 5 seconds, and it doesn't even give you that many good buffs. And it costs a lot of skill points for some reason, but I mean, cool that it's 2 now for such a lackluster skill, but I'm glad they buffed it, like gave it some thought at trying to buff it at least, like the stats at least. Alright, standard barrier. You can now activate it while receiving melee attacks from the front. Okay, when they said standard barrier, I thought they were talking about like, you know, like Android barrier. And I was like, wait, you can always do that if you're getting attacked from the front. But then apparently I think they're talking about Stardust barrier, which is Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta's attack. The one, you know, like the barrier that only costs like 1 skill point, where he's like, you're so weak you can't even hit me. I think that's what they're talking about with the barrier. They basically like buff that skill because that skill kind of sucks. But basically if you're getting attacked from the front, you can use it. Long range blast and ultimate blast. So speed has been reduced. Basically they reduced the speed on the supers, like, you know, beam supers, like Kamehameha or whatever, or like ultimates, blast ultimates. So I guess it'll be like slower now. I mean, cool, that'll make it easier to vanish. And then Super Vegito Final Kamehameha, ki consumed and damage has been increased. So they buffed Final Kamehameha? What? That's such a weird move to buff. Was it that bad before? I mean, I don't use Super Vegito, but I don't know. Goku Mini, Quick Rush, can't speak. Trajectory can now be changed while rushing. So basically you can move while doing the rush. Cool, I guess, because before you couldn't move, you'd just be like stuck in the same position. And now Mr. Satan, Present Bomb, increased ending lag after activation. Alright, so basically that just stops, like, you know, the spam of the Present Bomb, which, I mean, that just makes the character worse than he already is, like way less viable. Because that's pretty much all he had. That's like the only move he could have used, that or his ultimate. Alright, character adjustments. Android 19, Dr. Gero. Alright, basically everyone hates these characters, but health key amount absorbed on successful throw has been adjusted. I'm guessing they reduced the amount of health you gain from using the throw, and the key you gain from using the throw. Yeah, that's a good change. That's a nerf on these characters. Dragon Dash, Quick Ascend, and Quick Descend now consume key. Now, that France tournament, basically, they opened their eyes. They're like, yeah, we need to nerf this. Like, the fact that dashes don't take key with specifically 19 and Dr. Gero, but now they do take key, which is good. That's a good change. So, second form. You can now escape the throw. Alright, some people will look at this and be like, okay. But, basically, this is a good change. This nerfs Cell second form a lot of cheese. This nerfs cheese. Because you can cheese with second form Cell by doing this grab loop, where you know, you like launch them and then you get behind them, do a gut punch, and then you grab them. It heals second form Cell when he does that grab. You can just keep doing that over and over and over again, and you couldn't even tech the throw. You couldn't tech it, so you're just basically stuck in an infinite kinda. Best thing you can do is like probably like revenge counter, but that sucks. So now you can tech second form Cell's throw. So yeah, that gets rid of that cheese. Nice, nice. Cooler. Amount of health restored upon transforming has been increased. So, when Cooler transforms, I guess he gained like way too little health. Now his health increases when he transforms. I don't know by how much yet, but we'll have to see. Alright, Grade 8 Vegeta and Dr. Wheelo, maximum health has been reduced. I mean, I think that's a good change. Like, instead of them having like full 4 health bars, I guess they have like half of 4 health bars now. That's what I think that's what they're doing, or maybe make them have 3 health bars now, which that's a good change because like Dr. Wheelo's health is ridiculous. No reason why he should have 4, because come on, it's Dr. Wheelo. Great Vegeta's, whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much all of the patch notes for Sparking Zero. My overall thoughts on the patch: it's all right. It's all right. I mean, it fixed a lot of problems. It's gonna make the game more fun to play. It's a decent patch, but it didn't fix all the major problems like key blast loops. I don't think they fixed the rush attack. Okay, we have to see, but I don't think they fixed like rush attacks where, you know, you're like doing a rush attack and then they can just immediately perception after, while they're in your combo, and it's like, bruh, I don't know if they fixed that yet. They haven't mentioned it, but I hope they do, because performing combos in this game is just like almost non-existent, because when you have super counter and 2 you have super perception, it's like, damn. And the main problem that I'm disappointed they still haven't fixed or addressed was rage quitting. All they said is just like, oh yeah, we're gonna time out people who rage quit. That's not enough. Like, that's not fair to the winners. People who rage quit, you should give us our points. Like, Dragon Ball Legends does that. That's a mobile game. Give us our points if someone rage quits. Don't just like act like the match never happened if someone rage quits. Give us our points. It's just sickening. They still haven't fixed that. It's crazy. But I'm not trying to sound like ungrateful or anything, but it's a decent patch. I mean, it could be better, but it'll make the game a lot more fun, I guess. But I don't think I can't say I'm disappointed, because as I said before, don't expect too much from this patch. I think they're heading the right direction, though. They're heading the right direction because a lot of the things they just fixed, it's pretty good. They fixed lock-on. They fixed most of the cheese in the game. Aside from, you know, key blast loops. Whatever, it's fine. Still good. Still good. It'll make the game a lot more fun to play. I'll give this patch a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Good patch. Good patch. Definitely not going to get everyone back on the game, of course. Definitely not, but good patch. Yeah, I hope I did a decent job at showing the differences, but yeah, I'm gonna just end it here. Yeah, stay tuned for more content.